Hello, everyone. My name is Ethan.
I'm Justin.
Richard.
I'm Will, and together we're Bridge for Student Success. We prepared a short intro video for you, so let's roll that.
Created by students for students, Bridge for Student Success seeks to improve student life and ensure a bridge to success through supporting teachers and bringing new opportunities to school districts in the Big Bend area. It is our hope to serve the community by facilitating supply drives, mental health resources, and etc. to students and teachers that are most in need.
So what do we offer at Bridge for Student Success? Well, first and foremost, we organize community supply drives for the schools, and these are to get the supplies that are necessary for the students. And we also do fundraising events to raise money. We also, later on in our development, we'll do internships at the local schools. So we'll have interns inside of a classroom setting to help the teachers. And along with that, we're going to include the professional certification in trauma and resilience, level 1, and this is going to be applied to our tutoring services. So this is what kind of sets us apart from other educational organizations that offer tutoring services. So like I said in the previous slide, at Bridge for Student Success, we organize community-wide supply drives, and these essentially are in the community where people can come and donate pencils, glue, scissors, anything like required classroom materials. You can find the sheets that are like required materials at like Office Depot or Office Max, anywhere like that. And we gather those supplies to give to the students in need. And as a result of that, these students, they become better equipped to learn the material and partake in the classroom activities. Along with that, we organize many fundraising events, and these events are to raise money for the materials and educational school activities such as field trips, fairs, science fairs, stuff like that. And with that, we've included an incentive system where depending on how much you donate, you'll get a reward. So if you donate, let's say $20, you'll get a t-shirt, or if you donate $100, you'll be entered in a raffle to attend an event.
So the process for internships at local schools. So essentially, how will we determine where our services will be implemented? So we will be having surveys, which will be created by us and distributed to teachers in the Big Bend area. The surveys will include questionnaires as to how many hours a teacher works outside of the classroom that isn't paid, whether or not a teacher is newly hired, and if they would like our services. Once we get those surveys, we will place staff members of Bridge for Success in these classroom settings and from the selected teachers that want our services and meet the criteria of what we're looking for, and we will provide our services as a teacher aide. So what separates us from similar organizations? Well, we will be providing a trauma-informed tutoring services, and this will be the center of our approach when providing tutoring services. While there are many existing educational organizations out there, nothing compares like ours. For instance, we will be implementing trauma and resilience training since we will be certified. Resilience itself is the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, tragedy, trauma. Adverse childhood experiences are most likely common in people that suffer from trauma. So research has concluded that resilient students sustain high levels of achievement, motivation, and performance despite the presence of stressful events and conditions. And as certified staff members of the Professional Certification in Trauma and Resilience, we will be able to have a very sensitive, targeted form of tutoring services to the students that are in the Big Bend area.
All right, for our marketing campaign at Bridge for Student Success, our centerpiece is going to be surrounded by this hashtag, and this hashtag is hashtag Bridge for Success. And establishing a large social media platform and presence, this is very essential to our marketing plan. And to participate in this, basically, if you have an Instagram, a Twitter, a Facebook, you can show how you've made a difference in your community and for schools through our enterprise you can post a picture of your donations or at one of our supply drives, and in the caption you basically put hashtag Bridge for Success, and this will raise interest and awareness. And for whoever clicks on the hashtag, you'll see a whole list of other people who have also participated, and this will really give a sense of what our enterprise is and what we do. And the internet, it'll be a key instrument in expanding our brand and separating us from other organizations. Another form of marketing that we're going to do is through Spirit Nights, and we're going to be partnering with local restaurants in the area to host these Spirit Nights, and a percentage of the proceeds are going to be donated to our organization. And during this time, we're also going to have volunteers and staff members of our nonprofit stationed outside of the restaurant or near the restaurant, and this will kind of entice customers to come in and learn more about our efforts before a purchase is made. Also, we're going to have customized flyers and bands and stuff like that to kind of spread the word around the community.
So another wonderful way for us to be able to do marketing, it would be a wonderful way to do it as an RSO at Florida State University. So essentially what we will have to do is submit an application and wait for an RSO approval from the activities office. This will essentially allow us to be a organized student club at FSU. It will allow us to also promote our nonprofit in classrooms, whether if it's also by chalking on the floor on campus, which we do need to gain a permit for, and then passing out flyers. With the privileges of being able to be an RSO, we also get to sign up for Market Wednesday, which is a weekly thing, and the involvement fair, which will increase our outreach, and this is usually hosted in the fall, the spring, and the summer, the very first weeks of them. Once we submit a request to have a canvas for RSOs, that will be a great way to add all of our members into one centralized location where we could send announcements, have discussion posts, and keep track of who's active and who's not. Once the canvas has been created, we're going to have all of the interested students who have gone through an application process and have been accepted into joining our group. Students must submit a $25 deposit to join the RSO, which is a great way to raise our finances. Once they all do, all the new members will be briefed and instructed on how the training will be moving forward, which is usually done in the first general body meeting. Something else that we might do, as an RSO, we do need to have an advisor. And our goal is to have an advisor that's either from the College of Social Work or the College of Education. This will certainly expand our outreach with faculty members and within the College of Education or the College of Social Work, which could in turn improve the overall success of our nonprofit.
So after all that outreach, we're going to get our first major donations through a large crowdfunding effort. This goes hand in hand with our social media efforts and our efforts around campus. It would also be paired with our first supply drive so that both events are happening around the same time and we can get one large startup event. After that, we're going to try to get as many donations as we can from other student organizations and from other students on campus, as well as continuing our online and our social media outreach in order to bring in as much help as we can from the Tallahassee area, as well as posting flyers not only on FSU's campus, but on other college campuses and around Tallahassee. Alternatively, we can also generate revenue once we're established as an organization through state government grants as well as foundation grants. The Florida state government actually gives out a large amount of money to different education organizations, especially those that have to do with tutoring and mentoring. And even just a small portion of that money coming to us would mean a lot of new resources going out to these schools and a lot of new certifications for our mentors. Also, once we become established, we can offer sales of those t-shirts that were from the incentive programs with our other drives, as well as other merchandise, just to give back to our supporters, give them something that they can take home. And finally, we are going to keep our costs low by using the RSO program and using as much of the resources at Florida State that we can. We can capitalize on lower costs of storing materials, on lower costs for places to hold meetings, as well as lower costs on outreach and marketing. We're also focusing our efforts on a small region. We're focusing solely on the Big Bend area, specifically on Gadsden County, which means we're not putting as much cost into transportation and spreading our reach into other parts of Florida.
Looking ahead to the future, it is important to grow out of the grassroots phase of our operation. Using our derived revenue, we plan to achieve 4 goals in the future. Firstly, expand physically in the form of securing office and warehousing spaces, as well as a dedicated vehicle for supplementing our supply drives. Secondly, establish a youth mentorship program that connects optimal members of society with the students that need them the most. This will include all the necessary vetting and background checks. Thirdly, devote time and resources to networking with local businesses and prominent members of society. This is important in increasing the legitimacy of our operation. Lastly, use those same connections to drive social media campaigns, increasing outreach, as well as devoting resources to increasing our merchandising opportunities to further increase revenue and raise social awareness. It is our hopes that achieving these goals will allow us to expand out of the Big Bend area and ultimately expand our reach.
Also, something else that we will be doing is providing proof of our interventions. So when we have our staff members or interns go in that are trauma certified, we're going to have a pre-assessment of the students' academic grades and then a post-assessment of the students' academic grades, before our interventions and then after our interventions. And then we'll tally up those results and provide it for parents, whether or not they would want to sign up for tutoring services by having that hands-on assessment in their hands and, go for our services.
And that pretty much sums up what we're all about here at Bridge for Student Success. We are an organization created by students for students. Thank you for your time.